Hello guys, and welcome to episode 4 of my Total War Warhammer 2 playthrough, playing as Khemri. And today, well, we are continuing from previously destroying the Necrarch Brotherhood in one fell swoop, destroying them at the Springs of Eternal Life in a pretty epic battle. And now we've basically got to decide what we want to do next. So we do have the Wood Elves here that took Bagar. The other thing that I was looking at was maybe attacking Numas, but it might not be worth us doing that. Instead, it might be worth going to the Southlands World's Edge Mountains in taking out Arachnos, which will lead us to the Lost Plateau, where we will find our first book of Nagash. Either way, we need to upgrade Settra and choose him a new skill. I'm pretty sure I want to give him more magic, so let's give him access to the Tra's incantation of righteous smiting. Although the Neru's incantation of protection is very nice, let's go for that instead for now. Then we have the Necrotect here, which also leveled up with the first battle. Not sure if it's worth getting any of these which buff the constructs. I think it'd be better off going for the Canopic Jar Hoarder first, getting that maxed out so that we can gain plenty more. Change this turn is 71. Wow. So we still have one right we can do as well, which is the incantation of Zar, but this one we can't perform again for another 20 turns. Don't think we need to at the moment anyway, because there aren't any other ruins that we can take. Mortuary Cult, we will be able to use this one soon. Get the Storm Riders of Zar, that should be pretty nice once we get the Iron Mine at Gorgazan. I'm wondering whether or not to upgrade this to the Brass Works. I think we're better off spending the cash elsewhere first of all. Like maybe at the Salt Plain getting the walls there might be a nice idea. Or even just upgrading the Crypt Barracks so that we can get ourselves some Nehekara Warriors. Nehekara Warriors are a lot better than our standard units, sort of the tier 2 infantry. So going for that might be a nice idea indeed. We have the Quicksand Swamp finishing. Can that be upgraded even more? It can. That will unlock Nehekara Horsemen and Sepulchral Stalkers, which are monstrous infantry. What would be better? I'm just trying to work it out. I think the Nehekara Warriors are pretty damn good. So let's go ahead and get those. And we will wait for more cash in the next turn. I can actually upgrade to the Funerary District to give us more income. Let's do that as well. I may as well spend my cash to invest in our future. In terms of our missions, just gotta update myself on these again. Dynasty Technology, we have that completed in 3 turns actually, which will give us an extra 1,000 treasury, which is good. We have constructed a building that permits recruitment of more units, which is something that we're already doing. Obtaining access to iron. A lot of these will be finished very soon, because once we get the iron, then we can craft any item or awaken a Legion of Legend via the Mortuary Cult. Recruit a new Lord will require us to complete our research. So yeah, there's lots of stuff that we can do. And let's go ahead and end the turn. So I think I am going to go to war with Arachnos over here and try and take out that Orc clan. The climate's not ideal for us, but we need to take the Lost Plateau for the Book of Nagash, so controlling this province will be necessary anyway. So a couple of missions successful there, gives us plenty of Canopic Jars. Now we have a mission issue to maintain a total of 8 units of the following type: Skeleton Spearmen or Skeleton Warriors. I'm assuming we'll complete that when we get a second army. Settlement upgrade is available at Galbaraz. upgrading that is probably necessary, so we'll go ahead and do so. And we have a little bit extra cash to spend. So maybe it'll be worth just picking up the obelisk here to sort out the public order at the Land of the Dead. Because the only other option really at the moment is to get the Desert Lookout. And I feel like that might be a waste of cash. So just getting the 675 down on the obelisk might be a good idea, just to stabilise that public order early on. Okay, one thing I'm going to do now is jump into the mortuary cults. We are going to awaken the Storm Riders of Xar. Let's stop the building of that obelisk and do that. So that will give us some Nehekara horsemen. Nice, and that's going to complete the quest, which gives us another 15 canopic jars and an extra 1,000. So the 1,000 we spent, we got back, which is good. And now I can just replace them in this army. Let's go ahead and replace them with some skeleton spearmen, or maybe even some skeleton archers. Yeah, we'll do the skeleton archers. Storm Riders of Xar. Another rank 9 units for Settra the Imperishable's army. What do we want to build at the Springs of Eternal Life though? We can eventually get to the Marble Quarry, but we don't actually get the minus construction cost benefits that come with that you get with some of the other nations. We don't necessarily need the Bone Shaper. Honestly, I'm feeling just an obelisk here. Just help out with the public order early on. Go with the Untainted. Yeah, I think that's a good shout. And then we'll move Settra the Imperishable towards Mount Arachnos. I'm not sure there's going to be much of a garrison there. No, so we might just be able to, you know, declare war next turn and destroy them. Let's stay in our own territory, so we have the replenishment. And next turn we can attack Mount Arachnos. We still have more stuff that we can get with the mortuary cult. I'm assuming it's weapons. By the looks of things, we can get the golden dagger. Probably not the best idea. And the scroll of shielding, again, not the best item, so we're going to avoid that for now. And we'll get the obelisk here since we do have the cash to do so. Let's move on to the next turn again. So already I feel like we've made a lot of progress completing a lot of those missions. And now I'm just looking forward to attacking Arachnos. So I was hoping that they wouldn't build up their forces anymore, and they haven't, so that's really good. We'll just declare war. And we will take them out. Pretty simple stuff. Let's quick save. And we'll fight it on the battle map. It's just a bunch of orc boys. Blimey. Now I didn't actually see, but I hope no allies got brought into this. Like, I'm not sure if Arachnos had any allies. I didn't actually check. I just clicked through the diplomacy very quickly there. For this battle, it's going to be up to my skeleton spearmen just hold the front line, whilst my skeleton chariots, Nehekara horsemen, and the Khemri war sphinx just go absolutely ham. We're going to start the deployment with that set up. We will just spread these chaps out. They're just going to have a wide line of orc boys. That's going to be one thing. Let's just put them all into a group here. So we'll just put the infantry in a separate group and just put them in a lock group, because I'll probably just have them move forwards. And then the chariots, we'll have 2 on either side, and the Nehekara horsemen on one side. Let's have a look at these guys, because we actually haven't seen the Nehekara horsemen yet. They look pretty damn badass. I love those skeletal horses. I love what they look like. They are just so badass. I love it. I just love it. Very cool. Alright, and then we have the Khemri war sphinx. We'll keep that on the other side. although that would likely just charge through with the rest of my forces. I'm going to put these guys into group 1. Alright, let's go. Look at that massive line of forces. Holy moly. What I can do, I think, is probably have some chariots just smash through the Orc boys here. Let's maybe stay defensive, because they're actually coming on to us pretty fast. We do want to kind of be a bit worried about their archers, so I'm just going to focus them down with my own. I'm going to have this Khemri War Sphinx just charge in on that right side. Great. Alright, let's have the Nehekara horsemen come around the back. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is just charge in here maybe with the chariots. If I charge into these Orc boys on the left side here with these chariots, then I can easily come back in with the Nehekara horsemen into the back of them and do a lot of damage there. Let's put all of these guys onto guard so they don't go anywhere. We've taken a lot of damage so far. I'm going to go crush those goblins. Right, we've routed those Orc boys, which is good. We've routed those ones as well. Continue into the back of those ones. A lot of damage done. We've already reached the second realm of souls tier as well, though. That's not great. Let's get the Necrotech to move to the right. We'll get Settra to the left. Currently, they're not doing too much. These Orc boys, they're holding strong actually compared to their brethren. And their Hekara horsemen, though, should do a lot of damage. We do need to make sure that we continue to focus down their archers.
Necrotect! Sacrifice them!
Oh, look at that Khemri War Sphinx. Go at it. Love it. I'm going to need to focus on this right side with these archers. The left side is completely in our favour. We've just reached the Ushabti as well. Let's have a good look at these Ushabti. We actually haven't explored them very much just yet. So let's bring them in. We'll get the right flank here saved. Oh, they're just so badass. Look at them. They're like statues. Wow. They're doing a lot of damage. It's crazy. How are my chariots doing? Oh, we've actually lost a unit of chariots. My bad. Wasn't really concentrating. That's not too bad. We can like re-recruit pretty easily, I feel. Yeah, we lost another unit of chariots there as well. We lost some skeleton spearmen. We are losing quite a lot of forces, honestly. We need to get our Khemri War Sphinx engaged. Otherwise our skeleton archers are going to get ran down. Let's get the Ushabti into this right-hand melee as well. They said victory was in our grasp a while ago, so I kind of like lost my concentration a little bit. It seems to have cost me quite a lot. But here we go. The chain route. That's good stuff. Alright, nice. Alright, so we'll let my chariots here run down these units. And we may as well. And the Ushabti, well, it looks like they did their job on this right flank. We'll just continue to chase down where we can. Alright, cool. I'll let the archers finish off the Orc boys here. And the Nehekara horsemen can continue on to those Orc boys. looks like the Ashabti eventually crumble over time. And this Necrotect is just chasing these Orc boys off the field. And those Orc boys not lasting very long at all. I don't think we even need to chase things down though, do we? Because this is a siege battle. Just realised that. Never mind. 665 losses. We did lose 2 units of skeleton spearmen, a couple units of skeleton chariots, but we destroyed their entire army and the garrison army, taking over that settlement, which will allow us to rebuild. And we might even be able to move straight on to the next settlement, where we will pick up our first book of Nagash, which would be fantastic. Okay, let's just occupy that. And that's going to defeat Grisgut's Backstab. We get the +5 armor and ward save there as well.
Settra the Imperishable.
And we are going to recruit ourselves some more skeleton spearmen this turn. I love the way that we can just get them back that easy. We can, of course, go for the global recruitment and try and get some skeleton horsemen or even skeleton chariots into our army, but that's going to take 2 turns, and we don't really have 2 turns. We only have the 1 turn. I want to go straight on and take the Lost Plateau, really. Or even Karag or Odd over here. It might be better to go back on ourselves first, just to make sure that we don't get stabbed in the back. I feel like we should be able to destroy any army that comes back up anyway. Right, we have rank 8 here. So let's have a look at some of these up the top. Income from sacking settlements plus 15%. We're not really sacking settlements very often. Embalmed in Elixir for the extra fire resistance is not great. The extra charge bonus and physical resistance, though, that could be very useful indeed. And I think we were going to stack that, weren't we? But I think we're just going to get Trar's Incantation of Righteous Smiting, so they can move on to Evasion, and then eventually get the Vortex spell. This one, Sakhmet's Incantation of Skullstorm. That's pretty damn cool. Sounds awesome. 1 turn until we can get a new army as well. Okay, our Necrotect did level up, and I think we're just going to continue with the Canopic Jar Hoarder, because getting those Canopic Jars early and getting access to all of the Regiments of Renown seems pretty damn important. Like the Flock of Jaff here seems very cool. Also getting like the Necropolis Knights seems like a good idea, and the Nekhara Warriors, all of it just seems great. So yeah, let's see. Rank 10 we get proper Regiments of Renown though. King Nakesh's Scorpion Legion, which is Skeleton Spearmen. Rank 13 we get Skeleton Archers, Tomb Guard. Goes all the way up to the Sphinx of Uskep, which is a Necrosphinx. Very nice. Can't wait to get my hands on that. I'm really looking forward to playing with some of the larger construct units. I think they're going to be very, very fun to play with indeed. Mortuary Cult does actually allow us to awaken the Flock of Jaff. Let's do that actually. And we'll recruit that into Settra's army, because he does have an extra slot for them. So yeah, that'll be good. Cool. And the great thing is as well, is normally Regiments of Renown have a really high upkeep cost, but because we're playing the Tomb Kings, they don't. It's fantastic. Let's go ahead and end the turn. So I think we're just going to go straight to the Lost Plateau. We can always go back on ourselves afterwards. And our mission was successful. Research a dynasty technology. And we need to research a dynasty technology that permits recruitment of a hero in order to complete the next part of that mission. But I think what I'm going to do is just head straight up towards the UTEP. But that's actually going to require the 200 Canopic Jars. Oh, interesting. I probably should have saved, instead of getting that Regiment of Renown or whatever, I should have saved my Canopic Jars so that I could unlock that new leader straight away. Because for now, we're just going to end up going for maybe extra hero capacity for Lich Priests or Necrotechs. We already have a Necrotech, so maybe getting a Lich Priest for our new army would be a good idea. The other thing we can do is maybe get extra upgrades for our Carrion units, Tomb Scorpions or Sepulchral Stalkers. We don't have really the ability to recruit any of those yet though. So let's maybe go for the Priesthood of Jaff, but do we even have enough money? We do. Whether or not I want to spend it though is a different matter entirely. I think we'll just go for the upgrade for Carrion units first. It's annoying that I have to wait for that extra leader, but we can recruit a new lord, which will be a Tomb King. Extra Untainted for the local province might be quite good. Bonus versus infantry, +10, or strong. It's either between the Untainted for the local province or the strong. I think honestly the Untainted will be nice. Just for when we get into lands that have a lot of like vampiric corruption or like the chaos corruption that comes later on in the Master of Ceremony will just be very useful. Not sure why I'm recruiting him here, but we'll just get him some skeleton spearmen for this turn. And he can't global recruit, can he? I need to get him into the settlement to do that. So we may as well do that. We'll go skeleton spearmen like so. Just smash them out for 2 turns. That will build up his front line. And then on top of that we can get a couple units of skeleton chariots. And maybe some Nehekara warriors. Right, Settra the Imperishable is going to head down to the Lost Plateau. He can reach it in 1 turn. That's very important. Although Greebits is defending this. Greebits Black Bonk. This could be a pretty damn difficult battle, actually. Although they've got Goblin Wolf Riders, I guess we do have the Flock of Jaff. We have the Storm Riders of Zar. We have the Khemri and War Sphinx. That will counter, you know, at least the Goblin Wolf Riders. The Goblins and the Orc Boys aren't so much a problem. Just a little bit worried about my frontline numbers. The Skeleton Spearmen here being very low on health. I feel like that might bite us a little bit.
It's impossible.
It's currently 6 turns until the supply starts to run out of the supply starts to run out and the garrison starts suffering attrition. Do I want to wait? I don't think I do. Let's quick save it and we'll fight it on the battle map. This may be a bit over ambitious, but if we take out this huge army, then I don't think there's another one that we've got to destroy. And wow, there's a choke point. Okay, so this might actually work out very well in our favour, because we do have the Flock of Jaff, which has basically bombs that we can drop into the formations. So if we manage to, you know, choke them there, might work out very well. It's just, yeah, it's just very dependent on whether or not we can actually get to the choke points before they get through the choke points, because I'm pretty sure they're going to start charging me down. So we'll go for like 3 and 3, like so. Keep these skeleton spearmen in reserve. Let's just start the deployment. We have 30 winds of magic. Start the battle. Yeah, they're already on the choke points. Okay. Maybe we just have to play off the hill then, because at the moment, I feel like they're just going to charge straight towards me, which is kind of annoying. Maybe I can just get the Carrion to go in there and sort of engage them early on and sort of hold them up. So we have Death from Above, Large Strike Area, Strong versus Multiple Combatants. I think we should save that for when a bunch of units are like groups up. Let's have a look at these guys though, because they look awesome. Very, very cool units. Loving it. Loving it. Look at the Khemri and War Sphinx down there. Yeah, I feel like I'm just going to have to maybe just play defensively. Let's just get up this hill. Spread out. And let's make sure the rest of my units are actually moving. Because I will want to support these guys with archers and these guys with archers. them all onto guard. And we'll have our skeleton chariots wait over on this far right side. Get all of my fast units over on the right side, I think. We'll have Settra on the far left. Right, the War Sphinx is under attack by a lot of Goblin Wolf Riders, which is probably not a bad thing. Goblin Wolf Riders there, charging into the front of my units. Interesting. Right, let's just charge down into these goblins. They are spear infantry, which is not the best, but I mean, at the moment we seem to have them in a pretty nice position here. I might even be able to bomb them. Let's bring the carrion over. We'll go for the bombing strike onto this group. Never mind. And they spread out a bit just as I was about to do that, so I'm not going to bother. Let's get our Necrotect into this battle. Yeah, Settra's going to stand on the flank here, just so that he can sort of drag in all of these Orc boys to attack him. How's the War Sphinx doing? I just smashed into the back of the units there. Our chariots aren't having too much fun, so we're just going to get them out of there. Going to have these guys cover our flank. Alright, so far, so good. I really want to find a place to bomb though. Ooh, that's a good place on top of all of these goblin archers. Although they are spreading out now. Let's see if we can do it. It wasn't actually as powerful as I thought it would be. I guess maybe if they were bunched up a bit more then it would have been good. We're going to come down into those goblin archers anyway with the flock of Jaff. Oh, we need to get these guys out of here. I'm just going to ignore this guy. We just ran him over. That's crazy. One thing that we should be doing is using our magic. So let me use Jaff's incantation of Cursed Blades on this Tomb Guard unit, since they will make good use of that. We will go for extra armor piercing missile damage onto this skeleton archer. And we'll have them aim at maybe these goblins, or maybe on this left side is actually probably a good idea. He's carrying on though, doing a lot of damage to the goblin archers. Let's maybe try and get out of there though, because we don't want them to be fully surrounded. The chariots have just ran down these goblins and orc boys, which is good. Hekara horsemen are being caught out. We're going to break off from that.
King of Khemri. Do as I say. Settra the Imperishable.
Just going to continue to buff these Tomb Guard. These ones aren't doing anything, so let's get them forwards. We need to get the War Sphinx in here. It looks like the flock of Jaff at the moment is taking on a lot of Orc boys on their own. Ideally, I don't want them to continue to do that. We want to just get them up in the air and fly away. We'll have the Khemri War Sphinx do that. That's no problem. Khemri War Sphinx doesn't care. What I do need to do though is get my Nehekara horsemen to break round and attack the Orc archer boys. And we're going to have both of my units of chariots run into the Orc boys over there. Okay, then we have our skeleton archers. They can attack this big melee blob over here. Those Tomb Guard are holding very, very well. Let's make sure that they're buffed up again. Good stuff. It looks like all of that archer fire coming in there is breaking that unit. Let's get Settra into the back of these guys. We have the Ushabti. Let's get them in. They can help out this Khemri War Sphinx. And all we got to do is break them, because this is a garrison battle. So yeah, we're just gonna try and keep going over here. Try and break these goblin archers. Yeah, we smashed into them. A lot of units running away here.
Settra the Imperishable.
One of them completely shattering. I think it's just the leader on this right side that's proving an issue. It's also those orc boys. Let's go and hit them with the archers. Ah, yes. That's what I like to see. The chain route. We'll end the battle straight away. Close victory. Job done. And there was me being nervous about continuing with that battle. That's going to claim us our first Book of Nagash. We did lose the carry-on, but I can live with that.
Settra is victorious.
Close victory, plenty of loot gained, and we will occupy the Lost Plateau.
The first book found, a Codex Mortifica. The pages within seeped in dark magic. The hieroglyphs match those upon the pillar. Illuminating our progress.
Very cool. Now we have a follower gained for Settra, which gives us minus 15% cost for infrastructure buildings. Very nice. And we got 3,000 from collecting our first of the Books of Nagash. Very cool indeed. Alright, so this one gives us the plus 20% income from trade and campaign line of sight over regions with golden idols, marble and gemstone resources, which is, I think, quite a lot of locations. So we're going to have to be a bit wary of the end turn speed now, because we're going to end up watching lots of armies that we probably don't need to. So yeah, there's that. Can we re-recruit the Flock of Jaff? We can in 10 turns. But in the meantime, we're probably going to head back towards Karag Orod and destroy Arachnos once and for all. But not in this episode, as unfortunately, guys, it has been my time. So I'm going to leave it here. Been a very, very fun episode. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it as much as I have. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.